able to do our practices to do the healing of our losses. But today we are reminded to honor those that have passed. I'm going to tell a little bit of a story about our culture and residential school and colonialism to help us understand the losses of those 215. The first one is a community on New Brunswick. The community had fallen into addiction and they weren't doing very well. Another group of natives came in and saw this and they said, can everybody bring their drums and rattles and regalia to the center of the community? And the people did. And that other group, they took it away. They said, we'll take this and we'll look after it. Because if you do this and you follow this path, you'll lose your medicine and you won't get it back. So when the people started to recover, the other group of natives, they came back and they brought the drums and the rattles in the ceremony. And that's how they were the keepers of the ceremony. And the other story from Stalo Nation was the same thing was happening. When white man came in and said, it's illegal to do this, it's illegal to do that, the chief said, can everybody bring their regalia and rattles and drums to the center of our community? And they piled them up in the center. And the leader put some cedar boughs on there and some other wood, and he lit fire to it. He said, if we let white men and the government take our ceremony away, we'll never get it back. And he said, when we're ready to carry it on again, it'll return. The spirits will look after it and return it to us. And they did. I saw in the Stalo Nation some of the most powerful leaders, some of the most powerful ceremonies that I've ever attended. I've watched them take place because they trusted the ancestors. And with the 215, I see the same thing, that these little ones, a lot of kids were taken and they were mistreated for practicing the ceremony, for speaking the language. And some of them came home and they forgot how to speak the language. Some of them came home and don't pick up a drum because they were taught not to. But these 215, they kept that language, they kept that ceremony because they didn't have it beat out of them. And now, when they're unearthed, the Mother Earth looked after them while they were taken. And when we were ready, they were released. And they taught us they reminded us to grieve. They reminded us to work together. They reminded us that healing is possible. And because of that, we can do things like gather. 50 years ago, 60 years ago, it was illegal to gather. Now we can do that. And the orange shirt, this is a reminder of what they took away. When I put on my orange shirt, I'm honoring those that had things taken away from them. I'm honoring that one mother, that one grandmother that made that shirt for her granddaughter when she went off to residential school and they took it away. When I put on my orange shirt, I say, you're not taking nothing away from my grandchildren. Any gifts that we have, we're going to share, and we're going to share equally. When I put this on, this is what I'm doing. I'm honoring that past, and I'm making a stand against them.
Woo! 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 Woo!
The first thing they did for the men, the boys at residential school, was to cut their hair. Today, I can grow my hair, and they gave me permission to do this. All our people, all our grandmothers and all our grandfathers said, hang on to it. This is who we are. Celebrate who we are. And I got a piece of tump line, which is a reminder of old days when we traveled. They used tump line to haul stuff from villages to villages. And an elder gave me this as a part of a ceremony. I did some work for them, and she gave this to me as a thank you and an honor. So I wear this with honor. Every time I do a ceremony, I try to put this on and wake up that old ceremony that our elders hung on to. We were not allowed to wear regalia. They took away our clothes. They made us wear plain t-shirts. They made us wear raggedy jeans. But today, we can get fancy with our regalia. And I see a lot of it out here today, and showing honor and respect to our elders and our houses and our wilp and our people. This is who we are. I have the right and the permission to wear this because our grandmothers and our grandfathers said, no, you're not taking it away. If I don't pick up my ceremony and my medicine, that means they beat it out of my grandmother. If I don't pick up my drum, that means they beat it out of my grandfather. And guess what? Our grandparents were stronger than that. They said no. And I pick it up, I'm going to say no. They're not taking it. I got a turtle rattle that was gifted to me for a thank you for some work. And at one time in our lives, these things were illegal. But now, because of our ancestors that said no, because of those 215 that said no and stood up against the man, we can do this. We can carry it on. And I will. I'll carry this on. I'll do my best to bring it to the people and share it. We're gonna do a little bit of a honoring for the 215. I have some tobacco ties, some of them in bright colored cloth, some of them in plain. But the cloth represents offerings to the spirits. That the spirits like to make clothes and fancy clothes, so they use this for their regalia on the other side. And the tobacco inside is an offering to the spirits and asking for help for the work that we are doing. So when we're going to go to the fire over here, and I'll hand out as many as I can. I got this many. I don't know how many it is. I'm going to say 250. Quick.
Can the survivors throw one in?
Yep.
Thank you.
And I have some cedar over there that I gathered with some help yesterday. And I'm going to give a shout out to all the people that helped. I had a couple of guys helping me gather the cedar yesterday, and I had 3 or 4 guys helping me strip the cedar today. And I appreciate the ladies and the groups that made the soup today. I want to say thank you for that. So when the time comes here, we're going to go to the fire and we're going to do this piece. The tobacco is to honor those ones that didn't come back. And it's to send a gift to the other side for those. And the cedar that we're going to throw in, it's to honor ourselves for healing and our path forward.